A new world record, 40 days and 40 nights. No woman and no man has ever achieved this amount of days and nights without talking to the press. There has not been no woman or man who ever applied to be the leader of the United States and has not talked to the press for 40 days and 40 nights in a row. Ladies and gentlemen, Kamala, the queen of chameleons, the vice president of the most powerful nation, will now tell you that she won't talk to the press unless you elect her. Illegal immigrants are now in New York City, in California, in Detroit, and taking over apartments that black folks have been living in for 2 or 3 decades now. Like these known projects that black people used to live in, illegal migrants, gangs from South America that came over the border. In these days, the last week and now at this moment, taking over apartments, projects that were built for poor black people decades ago. We basically now gang life or ghetto life is known for, and yeah, these are original people. They on camera, they tell you that they're from these places and that they are here to take over these apartments. That is what's happening in the USA, in the ghettos and the projects right now. It's basically a fucking war between illegal migrant gangs, right, who came through the border, and the legal citizens of New York who are born there, right, and they just, like, a lot of them are just into gang life, yes, but a lot of them aren't. Just because there's a gang in my hood doesn't mean I'm into gang life. You get what I'm saying? But they come and take over everything, bruh. So now you're into it whether you like it or not. You get what I'm saying? And again, these are not Americans. They're not here with degrees and educated or like political asylum or whatever. Nah, these are men, young men between 15 and 25 with guns from violent areas in their own countries, known for fucking violence. Like, seriously, brah. My point is, as a country where you are the target of migration, right, where everybody wants to come to your country because it's the best country and, I can't go anywhere else and I'm not going back home, you get, this is what you get. And if you don't close your borders, if you don't vet the people that come into your country, if you don't make sure that the countries that you are expecting these people to come from, you actually communicate with them and have some kind of deportation policy, and also not that, but also a way of stemming it, like telling these countries in a certain way or with certain deals or whatever, listen, you need to keep your people in check because we're not accepting those people in our country, right? So yeah, and if you look at the situation in America, right, and if you look at the situation in South Africa, we have a very similar situation. There's a huge thing going on in the media for weeks now with Nigeria and South Africa, and it just needs a spark, And in this case, the spark was the woman that then identified as Nigerian, and she didn't want to wave the South African flag. I don't know the whole story. I didn't watch it. I didn't follow it. I just heard about it. And then suddenly the whole issue is about Nigeria versus South Africa, or the other way, vice versa. And one truth came from the stuff that I saw, and I didn't dive deep into it because I'm not into all these African division topics, I want united Africa, and I like to think we are united, and in most cases at least. But anyway, one thing that did come up is South Africans are not flocking towards Nigeria. I don't know Africans or South Africans who say, you know what, I need to get me a visa to Nigeria because it's such a great country for South Africans to be in, to live in. I can make so much money, my kids get educated, and it's so much safer and it's so much better, and the Nigerians are just such welcoming people. I don't see any or hear any South Africans saying that. What I do see, though, is a lot of Nigerians coming to our country. And I'm going to say it right away. I got neighbors, I got friends, doctors, lawyers, fucking craftsmen. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people can do plumbing, they can do whatnot. Like, there's a lot of Nigerians who actually can do a lot of quality work, and they're happy to do it, and they do it with a smile, and they're not taking away our jobs, because I don't see a lot of people in our areas actually wanting to work. I'm going to be honest with you about it. You get it? But at the same time, dude, what kind of motivation is that for other Nigerians when we just let people in, you know, and we don't vet them, and we don't look at, oh, are they actually producing value? Are they acting like people who can not only destroy our country, but actually contribute to our country, right? So we don't want people here who's going to destroy us and give our kids drugs and talk crap about our politics or our racism issues that we have here. Dude, we don't need more of that here. You understand what I'm saying? But why doesn't the same apply to white South Africans or South Africans who come from other countries, right, to South Africa, right? But they've never lived here in this country, like me, for example, right? If I left this country because of some politics and I came back, then, oh, it doesn't apply to me now. I can just destroy the country, even though I'm from South Africa. You see what I'm saying? We as South Africans, we tend to see everything through a racial lens or through some kind of class lens or whatever, instead of just holding it back and thinking, okay, these are just people. People are going to be people. These are people from other areas of Africa. They've experienced war and they're coming here to this country. Now, there's a lot of motivation for that. You understand what I'm saying? But on the one hand, you can see that people can also just be scared of other people coming to your country, and you don't know these people. You'd rather sit with the colored guys or with the black guys or with the green guys in your so-called racialized South Africa, you know what I'm saying? Because those are the devils you know. You know how the black people are going to act. You know how your white people are going to act. You know how But now you've got a foreign group coming in here. You can't classify them. You don't know who they are. You didn't vet them, right? And you don't know, is he here to be a doctor or is he here to deal drugs? Can he even, does he want to learn? Or is he here because he hates South Africa, or what's going on? You get it? So I believe that fear and violence, a lot of it is rooted in understanding and wisdom. The more you lack understanding and wisdom, the more violent and, well, you're not going to be a peaceful person with less knowledge, let me put it that way. So the more you learn and the more you know, or you think you know, the less violent you're going to be, because you're always going to think, okay, I know my way out of here. And on the other hand, you should show humility, because you should know that you can't know everything, right? And just because you know something doesn't mean it's actually true. It can be true sometimes, it can be true other times. You don't know until you actually communicate with other people. And that is why communication, knowledge, and wisdom is connected. You're not here to only know the stuff that you know. You're here to spread your knowledge and exchange that knowledge, and for the knowledge that you give, you get knowledge, and with that experience, eventually it turns to wisdom, knowing when things are wrong, when things are right, and when you just don't fucking know. And when is it wise to say, I just don't know, and when it is not wise to admit, I don't know. When it is better to say, you know what, I'm not going to comment on that. I don't have enough knowledge, and I will find out, or just don't say anything. Okay. These are all things that as people you need to learn in life. And if you don't teach your kids any social skills and any knowledge about how humans actually live, then they won't know this. You can just feed them bullshit. And I have a lot of these colleagues at my workplace. You know, we always call them NPCs. You know, they're not non. You know, what do they call them in gaming? It's non-player characters. You get. They program. They can only do whatever you program them to do. They'll never think for themselves. You get. Just one example. You know when you implement, for example, preference, like if I go to a work or a job, right, and I apply, then I don't expect that I can work when I want to. I expect that they have hours that they need me because it's a business. But if this job now tells me, okay, what is your preference? We will let you work when you prefer to work. That's something that is so forthcoming from the company and from a business, that as a person who goes there to earn money and is thinking about being part of a business, it should be a red flag for you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what kind of business are you running that you're trying to tell me I can work when I want to, that you will make an effort to allow me to work when I prefer to work? Like, huh? If you actually, as an employee or as an applicant, right, if you apply for a job and they come with you with that and you don't see that as a red flag, that's on you. You get what I'm saying? Like, that it clearly shows to me that you don't think for yourself, that that you'll take any bait and you'll think, these guys are really cool. I'm getting what I want, you know.